Hey you guys, this is David, your favorite Spanish teacher, Colombian style Spanish teacher. Okay, so today's video is all gonna be about the subjuntivo, tiempo, el tiempo subjuntivo. Okay, sometimes it is tienes, tengas, subjunctive, quieres, quieras, vienes, vengas. So we are gonna be taking a look of all subjunctive tenses, okay? It's a difficult subject, so be prepared, take some notes, and let's get right into the video. Okay, so the very first use of tiempo subjuntivo would be in present, presente subjuntivo, and we're gonna take three verbs. So, cantar, to sing, cantar. Es posible que de aquí a un año yo cante mejor. Es posible que de aquí a un año yo cante mejor. Probability or doubt. Probability or doubt. Es posible que de aquí a un año yo cante mejor. Tú cantes mejor. Él cante mejor. Ella cante mejor. Es posible que de aquí a un año ellos canten mejor. Nosotros cantemos mejor. Es posible que de aquí a un año ustedes canten mejor. That's it. We are gonna take a look of a doubt kind of situation, a doubt. For example, the verb bailar. Puede que esta noche baile conmigo. Puede que esta noche baile conmigo. It may be possible that this night she or he, we don't know because it is not specified in the sentence. Puede que esta noche baile conmigo. Could be anyone. Could be like this. Puede que esta noche ella baile conmigo. Tú bailes conmigo. Él baile conmigo. Puede que esta noche ellos bailen conmigo. Bailen. Nosotros bailemos contigo. Better. Because it wouldn't have sense to say it may be that this night we dance with me, you know, but it would have sense, 100% sense, if I say, puede que esta noche nosotros bailemos contigo. It may be that this night we dance with you. It makes sense. Puede que esta noche ustedes bailen conmigo, okay? So that's about an AR verb. What about an ER verb? For example, correr, to run. For example, correr, to run. Could be, es posible que corras mejor si aplicas esta técnica. Es posible que corras mejor si aplicas esta técnica. Is técnica, I'm sorry. It's possible that you run better if you apply this technique. Es posible que yo corra mejor si aplico esta técnica. Él corra mejor si aplica esta técnica. Ellos corran mejor si aplican esta técnica. Nosotros corramos mejor si aplicamos esta técnica. Y ustedes corran mejor si aplican esta técnica. That's it. What about some doubt? Doubt. When it comes, probability es posible, is possible that. Or doubt, puede que, it may be, puede que corra más rápido si no como nada antes de la competencia. Ok, puede que corra más rápido si no como nada antes de la competencia. Puede que yo corra más rápido, puede que él corra más rápido, puede que tú corras más rápido. Puede que ellos corran más rápido. Puede que nosotros corramos más rápido. Listo. So what about an irregular verb? Like ir, to go. Ir. Those verbs, we in Spanish, we have three conjugations. AR, ar, ER, or IR, ir. Ir in Spanish. So what about an irregular verb like Ir, to go. Ir. For example, probability. Es posible que vaya. Sí. Es posible que vaya. It changed the whole verb. Es posible que vaya. Es posible que yo vaya. Es posible que tú vayas. Es posible que él vaya. Es posible que ellos vayan. Es posible que nosotros vayamos. Es posible que ustedes vayan. And that's it. Okay. Not a probability, but a doubt. We don't know. Puede que, it may be, puede que yo vaya solo. Puede que yo vaya solo. It may be that I go by myself. I go alone. Puede que yo vaya solo. Puede que tú vayas sola. Él vaya solo. Que ellos vayan solos. Nosotros vayamos solos. Ustedes vayan solos. This is the present subjunctive. And it is about probability or doubt. Okay? So it changed the verb. It changed the conjugation, as you notice. Please take a look at this first time of the video, because this is the first use of the subjunctive tense. We have a second use, for example, a desire. A desire. So a desire. Let's take, we are gonna do the same with all verbs. Ar, ir. First conjugation, second conjugation, and third conjugation verb. In order for you to understand all forms. So this is gonna, maybe, this could be a long video, but you know, it's gonna worth the pain. So, for example, deseo, desire. Quiero que me pienses. I want you to think of me. Quiero que me pienses. Quiero que me pienses. I want that to me you think. That would be the literal translation into English. I say this because, I mean, maybe you're gonna understand the structure in Spanish if I do this, okay? So, but in Spanish it would be quiero que me pienses. Or quiero que pienses en mí. That's it. Let's take a look of an ER verb. An ER verb, like leer, to read, leer. Quiero que leas este libro. Leas. Quiero que tú leas este libro. Maybe with yo, maybe. Tú quieres que yo lea este libro. Yo quiero que tú leas este libro. Quiero que ellos lean este libro. Quiero que nosotros leamos este libro. Quiero que ustedes lean este libro. Okay, let's take a verb with IR, like ir. I mean, IR. Like, for example, servir, to serve. But, I mean, it would be like not to, I mean, it is literally to serve some food, to serve. But it is also literally to serve, to help other people, okay? So, for example, deseo que sirvas muchos tragos. Sirvas. Deseo que tú sirvas muchos tragos. Let's put a scenario here. Maybe you are a waitress and maybe you have drinks to serve, and the more drinks you serve, the more are gonna pay you. So maybe a friend of yours, he says, I desire that you serve a lot of drinks, right? So in Spanish would be like, deseo que sirvas muchos tragos. Deseo que sirvas muchos tragos. Deseo que tú sirvas muchos tragos. Tú deseas que yo sirva muchos tragos. Yo deseo que él sirva muchos tragos. Yo deseo que ella sirva muchos tragos. Yo deseo que ellos sirvan muchos tragos. Yo deseo que nosotros sirvamos muchos tragos. And you can go on and on. That's the second use of the present subjunctive. So about subjunctive present, we have three uses. Probability or doubt. Probability or doubt. Desire. And demanding, like an order, okay? So the third use of the first tense when it comes to subjunctive. Order, demand something, to order something, would be like, for example, a verb with ar, A-R, verb. Jugar, to play, jugar. Te ordeno que juegues mejor. Te ordeno que juegues mejor. I demand you to play better. It's an order. I order you. I mean, in English, I think you guys wouldn't say like that, but in Spanish it would be te ordeno, I order you to play better. I order you to play better. In Spanish it would be like that. In English, I think you would say like, I want you to play better. I demand you to play better. But in Spanish it would be te ordeno que juegues mejor. For example, you to me. Tú me ordenas que juegue mejor. Yo te ordeno que juegues mejor. ¿Sí? Tú me ordenas que juegue mejor. Yo te ordeno que juegues mejor. Le ordeno a ella que juegue mejor. Le ordeno a él que juegue mejor. Le ordeno a ellos que jueguen mejor. Quiero que juguemos mejor. Or in order to you guys, to you all, like you say. Like, les ordeno que jueguen mejor. That's it. Let's go with an order, but with an ER verb. For example, comer. Comer. Te exijo que te comas todo. Te exijo que te comas todo. Maybe kind of a mother kind of line, right? Te exijo que te comas todo. I demand you to eat all. Te exijo que te comas todo, ¿ok? Tú comas, él coma, yo coma, ellos coman, nosotros comamos, ustedes coman. Okay. Okay, so that's about the first tense of the subjunctive. Because this is present subjunctive. We're gonna go further in this, okay? So the second tense or time in subjunctive would be the pretérito perfecto. We're gonna call this like in an easier way, like pretérito perfecto. Let's call it PP, perfect pretérito. PP, that's it. And it points that the action, wherever it takes, it's just done. For example, me alegro que hayas ganado. Me alegro que hayas ganado. I'm glad that you won. In English would be so easy, right? Like so simple. I'm glad you won. That's it. No, but in Spanish it would be like, me alegro que hayas, the auxiliary verb, haber. Me alegro que hayas, and then the verb in past, ganado, in participio past. But it's okay. Me alegro que hayas ganado. Me alegro que hayas llamado. Me alegro que hayas llamado. Me alegro. This is with an AR verb. Llamar. AR. Let's take a look, for example, an ER verb. ER. For example, tener. To have. Tener. Me encanta que hayas tenido. Bla, 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 bla. For example, me encanta que hayas tenido ganas de venir. Me encanta que hayas tenido ganas de salir. I'm so glad that you have had in Spanish. I'm translating literally from Spanish to English. Like, I'm glad that you have had desire of come here. Me encanta que hayas tenido ganas de venir. Me encanta que hayas tenido ganas de salir. So let's take a look on IR verb. Me alegra tanto que hayas insistido con tu negocio. Me alegra tanto que hayas insistido con tu negocio. Tú hayas insistido. Yo haya insistido. Él haya insistido. Ella haya insistido con su negocio. Nosotros hayamos insistido. ustedes hayan insistido con su negocio. Preterite perfecto. Perfect preterite. PP. It points that the action, it is already done. That's why it's perfect time. It's done. The action is done. But it could be related with the future. You know, for example, if I say, once I done this, I will go there. For example, una vez haya terminado aquí, voy para allá. But again, I'm talking about an action that, I mean, it is not done. But once it's done, I will go there. That's why I use the pretérito perfecto. Okay, so I would say, una vez haya terminado aquí, voy para allá. Una vez haya terminado, la acción haya terminado, voy para allá. So the second use would be a feeling that, I mean, how we feel about some situation. For example, me alegra que hayas ganado. Me alegra que hayas quedado en primer lugar. Me alegra que hayas venido. And that's it. You just have to practice. And I advise you this. As long as you know the title of the subject, it's gonna be so much easier for you to practice. So this subject is called subjunctive verb. The first use would be present subjunctive. We already saw that. The second would be pretérito perfecto subjuntive, like perfect pretérito subjuntive in Spanish. In order for you, if you want to practice by yourself, that's the subject, okay? And that's it about the pretérito perfecto, the PP. So then we got the imperfecto subjuntive. Then after the first and the second tense, we have the third tense that would be imperfecto subjuntive. Subjuntive imperfect. So about the subjuntive perfect, it may be the action may be done or may not be done. Okay? It is related with the past time, like kind of always, but not necessarily. And we can use fuera, era, or fuese, ese. Hubiera, hubiese, bebiera, bebiese, durmiera, durmiese, quisiera, quisiese. But in Colombia, we use like a lot more like the era form, like fuera, bebiera. But bebiese, it is elegant. So I encourage you to use that. For example, desire. Desires could be a desire. Look at this example. Si yo tuviera $1,000,000, a desire. Kind of a, not a wondering, but kind of a desire to myself. Si yo tuviera, if I had. Si yo tuviese $1,000,000. Yo sé lo que haría, compraría muchas propiedades. I would buy a lot of properties. Si yo tuviera. Si tú tuvieras $1,000,000, ¿qué harías? Si él tuviera $1,000,000, ¿qué haría? Si ella tuviera $1,000,000, ¿qué haría ella? Si nosotros tuviéramos $1,000,000, ¿qué haríamos? Si ustedes tuvieran $1,000,000, ¿qué harían ustedes? Or could be hypothetical or even impossible situations. For example, si yo fuera un pájaro. I'm not a bird, but let's say it's impossible situation or hypothetical situation. Si yo fuera, let's take for example an AR verb. For example, cantar, to sing, cantar, my favorite verb. Si yo cantara así, a desire, right? Like, I envy that for a person maybe. If I see Bruno Mars and I say, oh, si yo cantara así, if I sing like that, it is kind of a past. That cantara is kind of a past thing. Like, if I sang like that. I think would be kind of a translation. But you in English just would say like, if I just sing like that, you know. But no, in Spanish is si yo cantara así, si yo cantase así. Okay, a desire. Maybe an ER verb, like for example, querer, to want, querer. Quisiera, quisiese, but it is more common to hear quisiera. Quisiera tener un carro. I would want, kind of a I would, you know? But it is not I would, because I would is querría, you know? But no, it is quisiera. So, you know, you guys, by yourself, you have to find your own bridge between Spanish and English. Because, you know, there is no literal translation to say quisiera. Yeah, you could say it's I would want, but it's not that. It's not that as it is. It's not. You know, it is quisiera. I would want would be querría. Querría. You guys have the task, the responsibility to do your own bridges, okay? Connections. So, for example, quisiera tener un carro. Quisiera tener un carro. I would want to have a car. I mean, in context, really would be like, oh my God, I would love to have a car. Or, yeah, only if I have a car would be like in context. So let's take an IR verb. For example, like decir, to say, decir. This is complicated. For example, si dijera lo que verdaderamente siento. Si dijera lo que siento. If I say what I feel. Si dijera lo que pienso. If I say what I think. This is good. Si fuera, to be, ser. Si fuera Elon Musk, vendría a Colombia. Si fuera Elon Musk, vendría a Colombia. For example, look at this. An AR verb, like bailar. Es posible que bailara con ella. Es posible que bailara con ella. It's possible that I dance with her. Es posible que bailara con ella. Let's form a scenario and a situation in order to give some context. Maybe I was just too drunk in a party, and maybe my girlfriend asked me like, hey, but did you dance with her? So I would say, it's possible that I danced with her. I don't know. I don't remember. I was just too drunk. Es posible que bailara con ella. Es posible que bailara con ella, pero no me acuerdo. Estaba muy borracho. So, ER. Puede que oliera feo. A possibility. A maybe. Maybe that he smelled just not so good. Puede que oliera feo. A situation. Let's form a situation. Maybe I just go to the party and a girl just greet at me and she say hi, and then she walks up to myself and she give me this strange look and she go. So I would say, no sé qué pasó. Puede que yo oliera feo. I would say, puede que yo oliera feo. You know, oler. The verb is oler, to smell. Oler. So, let's take a look. Probability case with IR verb. IR. For example, to feel. Sentir. ¿Quién sabe? A probability. I don't know. And I don't know a probability. A doubt. ¿Quién sabe si sintiera lo mismo? Who knows if she feels the same way? ¿Quién sabe si sintiera lo mismo? ¿Quién sabe si sintiese lo mismo que yo? Who knows if she felt the same way that I felt? Remember that in the imperfect subjunctive, the action is done or not done. Could be done or could be not done. For example, me alegro que ganaras el partido. It is similar to the previous tense or use of the subjunctive, the perfect subjunctive, the perfect. It is similar, but it is not the same, because here it is, the previous one, it is done because it's perfect time. This is imperfect time. So you don't know if it could be done, could be not done. For example, me alegro que ganaras el partido. In the previous one would be me alegro que hayas ganado el partido. But look at this. The perfect pretérito subjuntive, PP subjuntive, would be me alegro que hayas ganado el partido. With an auxiliary verb. Me alegro que hayas ganado el partido. In this imperfect subjunctive would be me alegro que ganaras el partido. Me alegro que ganaras el partido. Okay? So the action is, in both cases, it's already done, but in imperfect subjunctive, it is not necessarily done. Okay? So that's about it about the imperfect subjunctive. And last but not least, for sure, we have let's call this the P plus quam. P plus quam. Pretérito pluscuamperfecto. This sounds so complex, and it kind of is, but it is a perfect time. That means that it is done. Okay? For example, si yo hubiera sido, hubiera sido, hubiera, this is hubiera. Si yo hubiera sido más joven, if I were younger, if I was younger. But in Spanish, in this case, let's put a scenario. For example, there's a girl. There's a girl, and it is me, and it is a younger boy. Okay? So she picks the younger boy. So I would say, oh, fuck. Si yo hubiera sido más joven, if I have been, kind of have been, yes. If I have been more younger, that would be the literal translation. If I have been more younger, she would have picked me. Me hubiera elegido. Okay, so, for example, an arrepentimiento, something that you are a regret on. For example, ojalá, I would say, oh, fuck. Ojalá hubiera comprado bitcoins en 2008. I don't know when the bitcoin exactly, like, it was invented. But let's say it was in the 2008. So I would say, oh, fuck. Ojalá hubiera comprado bitcoins en el 2008. Because that way I would be million. If I would have do that, si yo hubiera hecho eso, sería millonario. Si yo hubiera comprado Bitcoin en el 2008, sería millonario. So it is something that hubiera pasado but didn't happen. It's something that could have happened but just didn't happen. Okay? So for example, yeah. Ojalá hubiera comprado Bitcoins en 2008, pero no los compré. Something that could happen but it didn't happen. For example, with the verb cantar, AR verb. Yo hubiera cantado mejor. Let's say a friend of mine who doesn't sing very well. He go to a contest of sing, and he sang, and he just doesn't sing really good. So I would say, yo hubiera cantado mejor. Yo hubiera cantado mejor. I would have sang in past better. I think in English you would say like, I would sing better. I think that's it. I would sing better. But in Spanish we have the whole structure of hubiera hado. Yo hubiera cantado mejor. For example, with the verb ser, to be, an ER verb. Not an IR verb, but an ER verb. For example, the verb ser. Yo hubiera sido, yo hubiera sido mejor opción. Yo hubiera sido mejor opción. I would have been a better option. IR verb, like vivir. Yo hubiera vivido feliz allí. Yo hubiera vivido feliz allí. Okay? For example, I regret. Si hubiera dicho lo que siento. Decir, the verb is decir, an irregular verb. That's why it changed. Dicho. What? Dicho? Decido? It's not decido. It is an exception. It is dicho. It is not decido. Okay? Deseado, yes. For example, yo hubiera deseado otra cosa. Let's say, yo hubiera deseado otra cosa. Desear. An AR verb. But if it's decir, would be dicho. Yo hubiera dicho otra cosa. Yo hubiera deseado otra cosa. So you guys, this is a complex subject. So let's recapitulate everything. So look at this. The subjuntivo. El tiempo subjuntivo. The subjunctive tense would be the first tense would be present, or better, subjunctive present, would be something like a probability, puede que vaya, puede que yo vaya a esa fiesta, puede que vaya, a desire, yo quiero que vayas, yo quiero que tú vayas, or a command, an order, te exijo que vayas. Okay? ER verb, correr. Probability. Es posible que corras mejor si sigues esta técnica. Es posible que corras mejor si aplicas esta técnica. That's it. So after that we have the pretérito perfecto subjuntive. Or let's call better like the PP subjuntive. Or just the pretérito subjuntive. It is perfect. So the action is already done. For example, me alegro que hayas ganado. Me alegro que hayas ganado. In this case, we always need an haber auxiliary verb. Like haber, always. Me alegro que hayas ganado. Me alegro que ellos hayan ganado. Me alegro que ustedes hayan ganado. So that's about the pretérito perfecto. So let's go with the imperfecto subjuntive. Si yo cantara así. Si yo cantara. This is the famous ara. Si yo cantara, si yo fuera, si yo fuese, si yo estuviera, yo quisiera. Okay? So the imperfect subjuntive. This is imperfect. So maybe the action may be done or maybe not done. Si yo cantara así. A desire. Only if I sing like that. Another desire. Quisiera. The verb is querer. Quisiera tener un carro. The verb with decir. Si dijera lo que siento, you would be surprised. Si dijera lo que siento, te sorprenderías. Si fuera Elon Musk, vendría a Colombia. Okay, what for? I don't know, but I would come here. Okay, si yo fuera. Si yo bebiera más agua, it is related like this. If I do this, I would have this. Could be a way of understand the imperfect subjuntive. Imperfect. So, for example, si yo bebiera más agua, tendría mejor salud. Si yo bebiera más agua, tendría mejor salud. Okay? So, maybe the last thing about the imperfect would be like express how I feel about some situation. For example, me alegra que vinieras a la fiesta. I'm glad that you came here. Me alegra que vinieras a la fiesta. We could also use the previous one. Me alegro que... so it is similar. Look at this. Me alegro que hayas venido a la fiesta. This would be me alegro que vinieras a la fiesta. But in the first example would be me alegro que hayas venido. The action is already, it is done. But me alegro que vinieras. Me alegro que hayas venido. It is already done. Me alegro que hayas venido. Necessarily it is done, the action. Me alegro que hayas venido. But me alegro que vinieras. It is not necessarily. In this context, obviously it is done, the action, because you're already here. Me alegro que vinieras a la fiesta. But it's not necessarily as far as grammarly is concerned, okay? Me alegra que vinieras. So it is similar. So you guys have to study that by yourself. And the last one is the P plus quam. The P plus quam. The pretérito plus quam. So hubiera sido. Hubiera sido. Maybe a regret. This is really related with a regret. Ojalá hubiera comprado bitcoins. Si yo hubiera sabido, no habría dicho eso. Si yo hubiera visto antes esa película, desde antes hubiera comenzado a cambiar. Okay, so you guys, I really encourage you to take a look of this video many times and study by yourself. But most important thing, as I always say, it is be really exposed to the language. Listening a lot of podcasts in Spanish. Watching all of our lessons, of course. Watching all of many lessons of other channels that you like. And you're gonna get it. You're gonna catch the Spanish flow and uses of this subjunctive. Maybe if you guys want, I would be doing a video of, a specific video for all tenses in subjunctive. This was just kind of a general video, but it is, it is a thing. Yeah, it is. This subjunctive thing is another something, So you guys take care. I'm so glad to teach you. I'm so honored to be your Spanish teacher, Colombian style. So I don't know what else. Cuídense mucho, me alegra que estén viendo mis videos, me alegra que estén viendo mis lecciones. Ojalá hubiera comenzado desde antes. Ojalá hubiera enseñado español desde antes. Bueno, mis parceros y parceras, cuídense mucho, un abrazo. Bye.